Hello, and welcome to the darkness. I'm Daleks. Now, this is my first rant video. These are completely unscripted. This is what I believe. This is my opinion. Feel free to comment or disagree with it. That's your opinion. But this is my opinion, and this is putting things out there. As such, I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm not saying anything of the sort. I'm just getting my opinion out there. Now, that we got all of that out there, my first rant topic is quite simple. Realism versus fantasy. Making a game too realistic when it really doesn't need to be. I can understand if you're making a first-person shooter in our world, such as Call of Duty or any of those. That makes sense to make it realistic. If it's unrealistic, it withdraws from the overall experience. However, trying to make a game like Zelda realistic, Final Fantasy realistic, is stupid. I honestly think was probably one of their biggest shortcomings with Final Fantasy 13. 12 was amazing. None of it was real. You could tell it wasn't. It wasn't designed to be. It's just what it was. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was there to astound you. You hit 13 and all of a sudden, even their weapons they tried to make more realistic. Even though they were still whacked out, they tried to make the characters more realistic, and it really hit the uncanny valley with that. It's like Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham City, or Asylum, whichever one. Great, really realistic game. Second something started glitching, all experience of it was lost. At one point, I hit a ninja into a barbed wire into a fence, and her arm glitched half a foot down the fence. It withdrew everything. All the experience and all the depth of it was lost right there. If you're aiming for realistic, fine. However, trying to make something realistic, like Batman or Final Fantasy, no, those aren't meant to be realistic. They aren't. By making them realistic, you're more withdrawing from what they overall are. They're fantasies. They're trying to come up with something that is not in our world. And what people gotta realize is, we don't want everything realistic. We don't want everything high detailed to the point that it looks like it walked out of our world. We don't. Honestly, I play video games to get away from reality. I play games to withdraw and disappear from reality. Make reality go away. Now explain to me why I would want a game that's so realistic it looks like you can walk right down the street. I don't. I understand if it works for Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty or whatever. Fine. It works for them. That's one of the appeals that turns me away from them. That's one of the things I don't like about them. Me being me, it's just not what I enjoy. By making something too realistic, you remove the entire reason why I like playing it. The fantasy. The fact of I feel like I could walk into another world where the rules of this world do not apply. And I could feel right at home. Zelda, by making something so realistic, it really ruins it, at least for me. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was one of the ones that was iffy at first. Because they removed the whole entire idea of magic from the world, and that was... It was kind of Zelda's attempt to make things realistic. And it really wasn't for me. at first. Then I found that there was magic and it grew a little bit more and got there. But at first it just didn't, it seemed not really my taste. But again, this is my opinion. Not everyone shares it. But in my opinion, keep the realistic with the realistic games. Don't try and put realism into fantasy games. Into games that are designed to remove us from reality. Don't. Please don't put your realism into my fantasy games. It's just not fun. It really draws away from it. Well, this has been my first rant. And leave your comments and your opinions in the comments if you wish. I am soon going to be starting out my own streams as well, and I'll post a video notifying you of when those will happen, as well as when I finally get around to editing the villain profiles, which I already have some of the footage recorded. I just need to edit the videos. Thank you.